Hey everyone, Morey Croson here, and today I'm going to be going over top end speed development as quickly and efficiently as I possibly can. If you like the content, go ahead and like and subscribe and share the information. It really helps us out a lot. When we talk about top end speed development, the big thing that goes to mind is developing really the leg cycle, which is going to be the time spent off of the ground and really having an efficient way of utilize your body when your legs off the ground and developing the right skills to make it so you can do that effectively. The next big thing is going to be the contact time or the time spent on the actual ground. The next thing is going to be being able to develop your strength and your power through different types of exercises that will develop the strength. What are the best ones that carry over to sprinting? And then also what are some good plyometric type exercises or jumping exercises that will also help you out with sprinting. And then the last part will go into actual sprinting, which would be different variations of getting to your top speed. So that'll include top end speed endurance. It'll include different types of top speed workouts, running different uphill, downhill type workouts, and how you could effectively do that to really maximize your top end speed endurance and ability to continue to develop more and more top speed as you go. So I figure the best way to actually do this is going to be by just going through some of the exercises that we have within our program and just give you a wide variety of different types of things that you can do to help each individual part. I know there's different people that may want to focus on different things that we talked about that you want to work on. So first thing that we'll go here is going to be the turnover cycle. So what I'm doing here is I just have my one leg up against the ground, and the big focus is just being able to really cycle through that leg and make it so you're getting a nice carry through with the extension of the knee, right? So see how I'm going extending the knee and then pulling back, and then as I pull back, trying to land with my foot back underneath me the best that I can, and then cycle my heel right back up and through as quickly as I can there and get back to that initial position. So when I'm going here, I don't want to let that foot go too far back behind me. I also don't want to get too much overall movement within the spine, just trying to keep my core up. This one's just going to be a high knee drill, just really working on being able to get the knees up and then come right back down, maintaining my toe position upwards the whole time. And then this one is straight leg, doing the same type of thing. I really try to move as fast as I can when I'm doing the high knees, as well as when I'm doing the straight leg raise. And that's really the key here, is developing that fast twitch within your upper hip flexors, lower core area, and even upper core as well, to make it so you're able to really effectively get that turnover speed. So it's a development of some of that core muscle that really helps in being able to get the better turnover. Here I'm just reaching up as high as I can and then pulling down hard, just because when you talk about the turnover, a lot of it has to do with that motion right there in your actual run. So you want to be able to pull down that leg as effectively as you can and get very comfortable being able to do that, in not only maximizing your turnover, but also being able to really create a lot of force on each one of your steps. And really, it becomes both when it comes to sprinting. You got to be able to maximize your ability to move your legs fast, and also while you're moving your legs fast, be able to create a lot of force. Here I'm just doing jumps, and I'm really quickly switching my legs, right, and then landing back in that initial position that I started off in, really working on that quick twitch. You could also go and cycle both legs through here to make that quick too. So you go here and you go one leg, two leg, and then go back to the right leg. You have to really move your legs fast in order to maximize that. But just another example of something to really work on turnover. There's obviously a lot of different exercises for this. I'm really just trying to focus on a few really good ones that I like. Here, just going to be contact time. So what I'm doing as I'm jumping is just focusing on being as quick as I can coming off the ground, maintaining an upright position. Really want to be looking straight ahead as I'm going through, and just being quick with each one of these reps. I usually do about 20, 25 of these. So you can see I'm doing a good amount to just make sure I'm really maximizing my full contact time. Here I'm just going to go and take a step right into one foot and then go and jumping up as high as I can, working on being able to, as soon as I land, be able to get as much force as I can as soon as I go through my actual landing, right? So not wasting any time once my foot's on the ground. And that ends up being the key thing here, guys, when it comes to full contact time, is really how well can you maximize that time spent on the ground and make it so as soon as your foot touches, being able to get right back up. Here's going to be tuck jump. So I'm jumping as soon as I touch the ground, want to be able to transition, tuck right back up and get as much overall height in my jump as I can. Here's trying to get as much force, right? I'm getting more power development here, but also still working on full contact time through the power development. Here is a lateral jump to a vertical jump. So as I'm landing, I go right back into vertical jumping, and I like this just because then I land back onto one leg and control it. I like it because, you know, a lot of times when you're running, you end up getting some lateral forces when your foot is contacting the ground, especially during your start and acceleration phase, but even a little bit in your top end speed phase. So really overdoing the amount of lateral stability that you have in the ankle, I think really helps you out in being effective with your overall sprint. And then here we have a four-way exercise with the ankle, so just developing the foot and ankle strength. A lot of times what I see in people when I'm doing my breakdowns is that their ankles collapse inwards like that when they're landing, right? So when their foot comes in, then they're not able to stabilize through their foot, through their ankle, don't have a lot of strength through there, and because of that, that makes it so they're obviously not as able to get their foot right back off the ground. And it's a lot about how quick you could be with those steps, and so being able to really strengthen the ankle. And this is a four-way ankle exercise, so you can see I'm going in all different directions, pulling with the band here in each direction, right? So I'd really concentrate on how I'm using my arms and, you know, which foot is down as I'm using the arms through each one of these exercises. I know I'm kind of going through them quick, but you could always rewind it and check these out just to make it so you understand exactly which ones are which. You can see right hand, left leg here, and being able to pull up. And all of these create a different challenge on the ankle. That's why I like it, is because there's so many different variations that you could put onto the foot and ankle, and you have to be able to be strong in all different planes in order to really maximize your foot contact time when it comes to really maximizing your top end speed. All right, so that's another video for you there. Now we're going to go into strength and power exercise. These are just some main exercises, right? So essentially this is a squat, right? I really like the rear foot elevated foot squat just because it really targets one leg. You could do this with your dumbbell down. You could do this from a front rack position where the dumbbells are up here. You could also just do regular squats. You can do these with a barbell on your back. I think those ones, to me, are probably the best ones overall, is having the barbell on your back. But this is another good one that makes it so you have to really balance and control your ankles and your hips in order to maximize performance. Then we got step-ups here. Step-ups, I'm holding in a front rack position. Again, you could also go and hold it with your foot down with the weight down by your side when you're going through the actual step-ups. That's good. You could do a reverse lunge and then step up. I would say make sure as you're transitioning your leg up, you're really driving that hip all the way up and through there, right? That's really a good thing to be able to do. You can see I'm really focusing on not allowing my knees to come inwards, my feet to get in not a good position. I want to make it so, everything's staying nice and aligned the best that I can as I'm going through each one of these step ups. And then as I come up, I really want to make sure I'm driving that leg, keeping my chest up, my body up as I'm going through the actual motion there. Another one is going to be RDL. Here I'm doing a single leg RDL. Again, I like the single leg stuff for a lot of things just because you could balance a little bit more. Makes it so you can really concentrate on one side. Here I'm going with an overhead press with it. But you could also just do regular deadlifts, right, with just a barbell, two-leg deadlifts. You could do trap bar deadlifts. Anything like that is going to be effective in being able to maximize your overall strength. So those are a few different strength exercise focused things to help you develop top-end speed. And then we got depth jump. So for here, you can see I'm hopping off of a box, landing, and as soon as I land, I'm trying to get all the way up as fast as I can. This is a power development exercise. This is really a strength and power part of the video and how we're trying to maximize that. Just make sure you have good body mechanics when you're doing this. Here's going to be power skips. I think these are great power development here. You can see I'm really trying to get as vertical as I can when I'm pressing off. And as soon as I land, just going right back into creating vertical force. This is a very running focus type exercise that really works on your plyometrics and your ability to maximize your power on each one of your steps here. So it's a very, very great exercise there. This is a lateral hop video. I think this is excellent for being able to create more of that lateral power. Again, you have to be able to stabilize. I'm wearing socks here. So you have to be able to stabilize within your spine, have to be able to really be quick and being able to jump off on each one of these steps. And so it's a really difficult exercise that you could do. So, getting some lateral jumps in, getting some power skips that are specific to running, getting some depth jumps. These are all great power development exercises. Now we're going to go with the single leg broad jump. You could do two leg broad jumps here, single leg broad jumps, different single leg type exercises I think are great. The tuck jumps are even really good, and being able to maximize your ability to create a lot of power. And then the last one's going to be sprinting. Okay, and here are 10 different types of sprints that you can do that will help you in developing your top end speed. And the first thing to me is going to be the first two here are 10-yard sprints, 20-yard sprints. really working on the start and focusing on your ability to maximize your start. I think the better that you're able to start and understand how to create a lot of force production there and be really quick there, it really helps you in your top end speed. People that are able to start really well and have that explosiveness overall are able to really maximize their top end speed. The other thing is going to be 40 yard, 60 meter sprints, and this is just based off of, you can tell that the different types of athletes, right? So if you're more of a 40-yard dash, football player, baseball player, soccer player, not going to be running as long distance. 40-yard sprints I think are great just because it's a nice little build up into your top end speed, where 60 meters is going to be something more for somebody who's going to run 100, 200. They take a little bit longer in that acceleration phase to really build up to the top end speed. So 60 meter sprints for people that are doing more of the 100 meter, 200 meter, and 40 yard for people that are going to be running the 40-yard dash, 60-yard dash, things like that. Next one, and this is a big one, is going to be in 30 meters of sprints, then 30 meters of being able to kind of maintain that turnover and your overall top speed, the cycle, and your ability to maintain posture, really your running form. And then going for the last 30 in top end speed again, right? So you start off, you're going 100%, you do your start 30 meters or 30 yards, somewhere within there, and then you go and you maintain that. You maintain that posture, you maintain that leg cycle, you maintain the turnover, make sure you're really focusing on your mechanics, and then you finish off for that last 100 meters. There's been a lot of research showing that this helps you in developing that top end speed a lot. Uphill sprints, making sure that this is a shorter distance here. You don't want to be going for uphill for too long, but definitely something that will help with your starts and really help in getting that really good knee drive. The next one's going to be downhill sprints. The best grade for doing the downhill sprints is somewhere between 5 to 6%. The exact grade is 5.8 degrees of downhill decline is really the perfect place to be. That will make it so you could really maximize your top end speed. They did some studies on that with more of the football players, soccer players, and they found that that's like the perfect little degree that you want to be at. But 5% to 6%, somewhere in there, we're not going to all be able to find the perfect degree to make it so we could have the right angle there, but just being considerate and not going to like a 30-degree downhill sprint, right? You want to be safe in what you're doing these downhill sprints with. Next one's going to be like a band-aid or like resistance, so having like a partner that's going to hold you back, or maybe like a parachute, some type of sled, anything like that. The sled's going to be more for a start, but those things could help you out in your top end speed, especially if you're lacking some of that top end speed strength. And being able to maximize that could be beneficial to do those banded sprints. The next one's going to be more of the endurance sprint. So if you're a 40-yard dash runner running 100 meters, if you're a 100-meter dash runner running 200 meters. So just being able to get to your top speed and really be able to work your endurance there and make sure that you're able to, that doesn't end up being a factor for you. I know when I first started sprinting and running 100 meters, I got to like 60 to 80 meters and really started feeling fatigued because I was so used to running 40 yards that getting to that level was really hard for me. So starting to run 200 meters made it so I was able to just run through 100 meters a lot more simply. The next thing is going to be racing a partner, finding somebody that you can actually go against. I think that really helps in bringing out like a competitiveness within us. And I think the more competition that we can create going into different races, having the different partners, I think that will really help you in developing more top end speed and give you a better gauge for exactly where you're at. And then the last one, I wanted to get 10 of these here. So this one's a little bit more of a stretch, especially somebody who's maybe running like a 40-yard dash. You don't necessarily need to run long distance, but there is a certain level of lean muscle development that you need. And so really with what I was thinking with the long distance is, maybe somebody who's like a linebacker or somebody who's trying to run the 100-meter who's been coming back from an injury. And so being able to really work your technique, maybe shed some additional fat. You got to be lean in order to run super fast. So being able to do something that could help in building up some of that endurance and also getting rid of some of that additional buildup in fat. You could do some long distance stuff. It's not going to end up killing you. This wouldn't be something you do once a week, maybe once a month, maybe once every 3 months. Something I like to do just because it builds up some strength within the shins, build up some strength within the feet, being able to kind of get that repetitive pounding down. And so that's not something that would be terrible for you, but it's also something that you don't want to be doing very, very often. So there's 10 things to help you in developing top end speed that just has to do with running mechanics and running, and we also have the rest of the video that goes into more of the strength stuff as well. All right, again, if you guys like this video, go ahead and like and subscribe down here below. It really helps us out a ton, and make sure you share the video as well. I think there's a lot of great content in here, and I spent a lot of time making so we can give as much information for you to help you in developing that top end speed. There's some different programs that we have below. There's a breakdown that we have below. Just go ahead and check out some of the stuff within our channel here, and again, it'll really help us out, and we're really looking to help sprinters get a lot faster, and the information here should help you do that, or information in the description as well. All right, talk to you soon.